welcome back to my art channel. It's been a while since I made a tutorial, but this one is about a very important topic: how to protect your art online. I will show you how to create your signature or logo as a stamp and watermark pattern in Photoshop. You will also learn how to add a copyright notice to your images. But why is this so important, and why should you necessarily deface your images? I will shortly explain that at the end of the video for those who haven't really dealt with the topic of art theft yet. And no worries, your images will remain great to look at. First of all, please excuse my accent and the language settings of my program. I try to use the English terms correctly so you know what is meant. Let's start with the stamps. First, open any artwork of yours in Photoshop. The version doesn't matter too much. Place your existing signature or logo. You can also color it, that's totally up to you. I find white quite optimal for this. And of course you can resize and move the object. Place it at any important part of the image. It's harder to remove or cut out since it's not just part of the background. When you're done, change it to a smart object. In contrast to a rasterized object, there's no loss of quality when you scale it several times. You can also double-click your signature or logo to open it in a separate file. This only works with smart objects. Now go to Edit and select Define Brush Preset. If your object is not black, again this option is grayed out. So just change the color and then go back to Define Brush Preset. Confirm. Go back to your artwork. Now you have a new brush with your signature or logo, which you can use like a stamp. This saves time when signing your images. Now I will show you how to create your watermark pattern. Go to your signature. Under Edit, select Define Pattern. Always remember to name your brushes and patterns clearly. Create a new layer, preferably white. Fill it with your new pattern using the effect settings. You can easily adjust the size using the slider. Make sure it is legible and repeats a few times. You can rasterize the layer or convert it to a smart object if you like. If you set the layer effect to multiply, the white background disappears. I personally like it better the other way around. So let's make another version. Therefore, I'll still save a pattern with my logo in white. I can't explain though why the Define Pattern field is not grayed out when white was used as overlaid color. If you set a layer with white foreground and black background to screen, the background disappears. Now you can adjust the transparency the way you like it. I try to make my watermark slightly visible, between 2 and 3%. On the one hand, I don't want them to distract too much from the image, and on the other hand, white watermarks without transparency can be removed completely with a few clicks. At this point, I won't show you how to do that. If the one or the other thief does not know yet, I'm not gonna teach them. With a light watermark, the effort to remove every letter over your image is simply too much work or even impossible. If someone removes your signature, they will fail at the watermark. But that's not all you can do to protect your art. Watermarks are great, but still, never upload your pictures in full resolution to social media if you want to avoid it being stolen. Always save a copy with lower resolution and size. If someone should get the idea to upload your picture against your consent, it will fail at the latest because of the bad quality. And even if, nobody would buy a print with a pixelated image, because that's what will happen if a small image is scaled up to a large format. For web it is still enough, But when zooming in, you can already see that this motif is definitely not suitable for printing. If you want to see it from a positive side, it will make your Patreon or Ko-fi account more valuable if you offer your artworks in high resolution for supporters only. Last but not least, a very important hint. You can add a copyright notice to your images and save it as a template. Let me show you how. Open one of your images. Under File, you will find the sub-item File Info. Don't be put off by the many categories. We are only interested in the fields under Simple. If you like, you can add a title to your document. But remember to change it when you save the settings as a template. Otherwise, the title of your images will be the same. If you name your images uniquely when you export them, you can ignore this point anyway. In the author field, enter your artist name or real name, depending on what you use for your art. If you like, you can enter in the field author title what kind of author/artist you are. I'm not sure about the exact wording of the English version, but you can't make many mistakes when there are only a few fields to fill in. Anyways, most interesting for us is the copyright notice. To your name, you should also enter your website or profile link. Also select the copyright status, which I unfortunately forgot at this point. Some websites like Facebook read this data automatically, and also people who collect your pictures for example inspiration purpose can visit your website at any time. Copy your data into the description field. If you have a landing page or subpage about your copyright, you can add it in the field Copyright Info URL. To save this template, click on Template folder and choose Export. Name the template uniquely so you know what it is when you import it. This is quite simple. Open another image without copyright notice. Open the same window again. Instead of Export, choose Import and select your template. The metadata will be filled in automatically. To save time, I usually copy an existing file, delete all layers except my signature and watermark, and rename it. That way I have everything I need, including metadata, before I even start drawing. You don't have to worry about forgetting something. One or the other might think, that's all well and good, but should I now adapt every picture I've already drawn? I can put your mind at ease. Of course you don't have to do, and there's a way to assign your copyright to multiple images at once. What's the catch? It requires that you have Adobe Bridge. I hope there are other ways to do that in a bulk. Anyway, this is the one I know and can show you. So open one or all folders with your drawings in Bridge. Of course, it depends on your own folder structure. In my example, this is my 20 Art Style Challenge folder. If you go on any image, you will see the metadata on the right. As you can see, these images have no copyright information yet. You can check and adjust your template if necessary. Go to Tools in the top menu and then Edit Metadata Template. If you have saved the title by mistake, you can remove or change it. You should also select the copyright status. I forgot to do that before. When you're satisfied with the copyright, select all your images. In the menu Tools, you will find a submenu Attach Metadata. Now select your template. Depending on how many images are in your folder, it may take a while. The status will be shown in a loading bar. If it worked, you can see the file information of your images. Right-click on a picture and go to Details. Now your copyright should appear there. Even when hovering over your image, your name and website will be displayed. That's it for the little tutorial how to protect your art online. I hope you have learned a lot and are now fit to share your wonderful pictures safe from thieves on the internet. But why is it so important to protect your images? There are many art thieves on the internet, from young to old, and it's getting easier for them to steal and remove signatures. Thieves can be private individuals who upload other people's artwork without permission or attribution, be it for the attention or to pass it off as their own work to steal money from potential clients. Also on Amazon you can find serial dealers who sell drawings that do not belong to them. Crypto art, also known as NFT, has made life even more difficult for many artists. Apart from the environmental aspect, on Twitter among other places there are many bots that steal and sell images through URLs alone. Your number of followers hardly plays a role. Even relatively unknown artists got their art stolen. With acquaintances, the extent is simply much greater, and at some point it becomes very difficult to track down the original author. So this hurts creators on several levels. It can cause a lot of stress. Also, celebrities or companies like to make themselves guilty of this crime to promote themselves. A famous case was Judge's art against Aaron Carter. This showed how nerve-wracking it can be to stand up for your rights, but also that it's worth fighting for it. If you see another artist's work stolen somewhere, please be so kind and let them know, preferably with a screenshot and link. Believe me, this is a very big help in the fight against art theft. Also feel free to send them the link to this video or any other video that explains how to protect your images. Thank you guys for watching this video to the end. I don't have a huge reach, but hopefully I was able to help one or two of you. What is your opinion about watermarking? Is appearance more important to you or protection? Feel free to post your opinion and experiences in the comments. Stay healthy and creative.